Good evening, everybody, fellow traders. I wanted to do a little 5-minute video recap of today's trading and a couple of interesting things on the chart that I saw today. First of all, let's go back to late afternoon, early yesterday. These are all New York Times, by the way. And you'll see that market, and I'll tell you here in a minute why I like to look at the Asian market. You'll see the Asian market starts off, kind of chops around a bit, and then about 9:30 or so, 9:25, 9:20, 9:30 starts. They buy it up basically. Then they kind of chop at the highs. Okay, here's the Asian high here. They kind of chop at the highs, and then they kind of dump it at the end. Okay, a little bit. London market basically does the same thing. They buy it up. You'll see that. They buy it up and then they dump it back down. So, so you've got what you've got right here is the London high and the London established very early on. So you're looking at basically 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning between 3 and 3:50. So within an hour, they've established the high and low of the session. Okay, so we got plenty of time to look at the market. When I got up at like 6:15 this morning and came in and take a look at the market was already starting to pull back a little bit. It had already hit the London high and pulled back, and you could see that right in here. So first thing I did is look at the market and say, okay, what's the trend? My 200 EMA is green, my 50 EMA is green, my all my lines, my 20 SMA, everything basically major lines. If you'll notice, all my major lines are green. So I'm looking at an upside market. If you go back and look at the Asian market, what happened? They started off and they went to the upside. The London market started off, pulled back, went to the upside. So everything tells me this is an upside market, even though we've got some new highs up here. 2185.75 was the basically the London high right there. Yeah, 2185.75. So even though there's a lot of people say, well, I talked to a trader yesterday in Australia, and well, I can't see it pushing past 2180, 21. Where was it? 2174 or 2184, wherever it was. And it was like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And it's kind of interesting where the market basically found support, found resistance here at 2184.75, and right in this 2185, right in this range here. So it found a little bit of resistance. So it pulled back. One attempt to break that, two attempts to break that. Then it finally broke it, and then it pulled back to that resistance point, which now is kind of important. So we'll take a look at this. We'll draw our fibs from low to high and see where they take us. So from low to high, get at 2180. I think I already did that. Let me do it again. From low to high is basically from here down. I've got a high of 2180. Okay, that's my preliminary target. Well, kind of interesting though. I've already missed 2183, which was down here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's a real good reason to get up early in the morning. So, 2183, it pulled back within one tick of 2183.50. So at the open, as we're sitting up here at 925, I don't expect to pull back at all. I expect it to take off. So if I was smart, I'd get in right about here. Okay. I did not. I was waiting for the pullback because I did not see this down here, and that was that's just my error. We see a very clear pullback right there. That's a real nice pullback, and it was a small pullback. it was a pullback nonetheless, and you could see that. And then it took off to the upside and hit the London high. So this was the signal here. Okay, guys, we're going to go higher. Here's your pullback to the 61.8. We're going to go higher. So, which is interesting. Let me show you something before we start. I want to show you something interesting that I saw this morning on the Asian charts. And this is why I say these markets are very interrelated and you have to pay attention to them. If you happen to draw that fib from here, from the Asian low here to the London high, and extend that, just go ahead and keep extending it until you get to 2183.50, which is the 61.8 pullback from the London low to the high. Very interesting. You're going to see something interesting. So let's see if I can get that. Okay, so I've got a target up here of 2191. And people are going to be going, that's crazy, that's nuts. Well, as we go through the day, say for example, if you go here, and I know a lot of people looked at that 2188 and, I'm gonna go ahead and get off at 21, and that's fine. If you're trading a couple of contracts, one contract would, that'd be a nice little chunk of change for you. Okay, so let's see what happens. So I will turn my open a trade window for a chart. Since I already missed the open, I got up, back a little bit. I'll just buy one contract here. Okay. Standard, my standard stop of I've got points. Okay. Now, what's interesting is what happens if it goes up at 2191 level? That's going to be a nice chunk. So let's see what happens. I will move this out of the way. I'm going to take my sell limit, and I'm going to pull it down here to my standard 1, 2, okay, 3 ticks. 3 ticks off of that high. Okay. So, and we'll see what happens. So I'm in, and we'll watch our little tick counter here. And let's see, what do we do? 925. Okay, see, a little bit of a pullback. A lot. Crank it up a little bit so you can see a little more of the action. It pulls back. You get a little bit of a touch. You'll notice that 2-point stop is well below 2183.50. If it pulls back to 2183.50, we are in trouble. Anyway, so let's run it at 30 times speed. Okay, 930 just open. Bam! Here we go. Upside, 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 upside. Okay. Now we're running upside. See, the market action is very, very abrupt. So it's like this is very typical of the market when it's already past the entry point down here at 2183.50, the pullback point. If it's pulled back to the pullback point 830, it is usually a pretty nice upside move pretty quick. Okay. So you'll notice that it bounced off the H5 level. Bounced a little bit, pulled back a little bit, and now it's going to go up to the. So if you got off here, and you said, you know what, I'm done for the day. Hey, that's cool. Got in at 2184.75 to 2188. A couple of contracts, that's not bad. That's 4 points. So it's what 3? I'm sorry, 3 points. Couple of contracts that wouldn't be too bad. But that's pretty short. And it's pretty short for the S&P 500. So I'm looking at that 2191 level up there. So if we run the guy, let's say, and let's speed things up a little bit, you'll see the pullback. This guy pulls back, a nice deep pullback there, but that's to the 20 SMA. That's not even to the 50. So that's just a pretty minor pullback. Now we're going back upside here. 21. Okay, and remember, this is just one contract. So, okay, we've got a little bit of playing around. Now here we go. We're going for it, baby. Bam! Okay, 22 ticks. Now, watch where the market goes. Market went right to that one tick below, that 21.91. Now it's pulling back. Okay, now we're gonna, let me just go ahead and fast forward to the rest. It came back up to that level to one tick below 21.91. And then that's where it for a while, and then it pulled back. Then it headed to the downside for the rest of the day. So anyway, and then the market closed down here. So as you can see, 29 was pretty much the high of the day. So if we, even if you had backed off that thing 2 ticks, that would have been nice. And so you see the power of that 60.8 fib.